What it do, y'all? We got a special show for you today where we discuss what has been going on in the country. Let's go. And we're back with another video. I know you're probably so anxious right now because of the things that's been going on in the country. Since November, things have changed for a lot of people. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about half of the population. No, all of the population. Because let's be real, depending on whichever side you are on, your life has changed. Because if you're on one side, your life is changing for the better. If you're on the opposite side, your life is changing for the worse. So, how can millions of people living in the country see things so differently? How can they see and live life so differently? Where one side sees things as being great due to the changes that just happened in our government, and then another side that sees things as being completely wronged. Yes, completely wronged. They feel like things are upside down right now. And they feel like they are losing certain freedoms. They feel like they are losing certain rights. So how can people living on the same planet, in the same country, see things so differently? I don't know. I don't have the answers for everything. Some things you're going to have to figure out on your own. But what I can say, I can give you my opinion and my views on this. What I can say is that depending on which side you're on, you see the other side as wrong. Depending on which side you're on, you see the other side as wrong. Even if you try to live up to the moral high ground and say that you are such a great person, that you do no wrong, and that your morals and your values align with you. It doesn't align with anything else. We join whatever it is that is best for our lives. We join whatever group, whatever activity that is conducive to the betterment of our lives. Why would I join something that does not help improve my life in any way? Why would I join something that does not add value to my life? Whatever my opinion and my views are at this moment, that's who I side with. Everyone does it. Everyone on this planet does it. Whatever your views align with at the moment, that is the side you choose. You will change the narrative around to fit your views. You will change the narrative around, turn it upside down based on whatever your views are at the time. And I say at the time because our values and our views do change. Yes, they do change. Sometimes you can see one group of people as not being the wrong type of people, if you know what I'm saying. You can see one group of people as not being the wrong side, and then 6 months, 8 months from now, something happened. It could be a catastrophic event in your life that includes that person or persons or group, and all of a sudden, you demonize them. You do not see them as right anymore. Now they are wrong. This has happened to people of different races who were wronged by another race, and now the entire race is thrown in the trash. Yes, we know stories about this. We know about this. So, based on your views at the time, based on your experiences at the time, you make your decisions on who you join, what groups you join, what groups you align with, what religion you belong to at that certain time, at that point in time. This is what we do as people. whether it's becoming an atheist because of whatever you've experienced from the day you step foot on this earth to now. Because let's be real, in order to be atheist, that you have a reasoning behind it. There has to be a reasoning behind it. And the reasoning is usually not God, because let's be real, what is an atheist? Exactly. So, in this country, since the election, we have a new president. He appointed his staff. Most of them are now just being confirmed. A lot of people do not agree with them. Of course they don't. Those are the same people who did not vote for him. Those are the people who do not like him. I mean, it is what it is. What can you say about people who don't like a certain person or persons based on whatever reasons that they have? And let's be real now, a lot of those reasons are due to the media. Yes, most of the population has been brainwashed. If you did not know that yet, you're probably one of them. You've been brainwashed. Most of the population believes whatever it is they are told to believe. They don't hold their own beliefs. No, they do not. That is why when it comes to the migrant crisis in this world or in this country, when it comes to the migrant crisis in this country, some people see it as being cruel to deport illegal migrants who have been here illegally, and some of them have committed crimes, some haven't, of course. Some are hardworking people. Now, you have people who see something wrong with sending those people back home. Now, I'm Haitian, and yes, I'm legal, so somebody's dialing ICE right now. One of y'all dialing ICE right now. No, I'm legal, but I see it as someone breaking the law. What do you do in that instance? You lock them up, right? We in this country, we are not allowed to break the law. If you break the law, you will be arrested. You may serve time. So there are what? Consequences to all of your actions. And all of your actions have penalties. Yes, penalties. Things happen when you do bad things. It's called breaking the law. Bad things happen to you when you do bad things. It's called breaking the law. It's that simple. If you break the law, what does the law say will be your punishment? That's your punishment. In this case, if you entered the country illegally through whichever border, you are supposed to be detained and sent home. That is the law. So why is it so hard for so many people to understand that? It would be one thing if people who did not break the law were being targeted. No, I do not agree with that. In no way would I ever advocate for that. No. If you are not breaking the law, then the law does not affect you in any way. But if you're breaking the law, it affects you. Because if you cross the border illegally, which means you did not have any papers, no documentation, and no one even knows that you are actually crossing it because you have no papers, nor documentation, nor identification. So no one even knows that you are here. That's called breaking the law. I've seen so many stories about the black community should be mad. They should be angry that they are deported migrants. What are y'all trying to say? Black people don't belong here? And this is coming from black people. Make it make sense. We are supposed to be at an uproar for what? It's called breaking the law. If I go outside and I do something illegal and I break a law, guess what happens? Yes, guess what happens? I will have to suffer the consequences, face the penalties for breaking that law. So why is it so hard? I'm going to ask again for so many people to understand that if you break a law, you have to suffer the consequences. There are penalties. What makes a certain group or a certain person more or special than the other persons? What makes them more special? Why should a group of people get special privileges over others? And you will be the same person that believes this and then say that we all should be equal. How so? If another group is getting special treatment over everyone else. If they can break the law and nothing happens to them, why can't we break the law and nothing happens to us? Makes sense? When you think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it? So we should be able to go outside right now and break the law and not have anything happen to us, just a slap on the wrist and caught and released. Dude, I know so many guys that are doing time right now. And I'm talking about from when I was a teenager. Yes, they will never get out. So they committed a crime, they broke a law, and guess what? They're suffering the consequences. That's what it's called. Cause and effect. It's that simple. So whether you agree with me or not, or whether you agree with the laws or not, it doesn't make a difference, because wrong is wrong and right is right. You break a law, it's wrong. So you have to right that wrong. By doing what? Enforcing the law. Because with each law comes the penalties below it. With each law comes the penalties below it. So let's not act as if we don't know if we commit a crime. We have to suffer the consequences and pay the penalties. Why is that so hard to understand? I don't know. But I'm not here to convince you to change your mind. I'm not here to convince you that this is wrong and this is right. No, I never want to convince you to do anything, because you should be able to think for yourself. You should be able to form a decent thought process that allows you to run everything through your mind and say, okay, they broke this law. They have to suffer the consequences. They have to pay the penalties. That's it. But your mind will never change, because you will always see things from a broken lens. When your lens is broken, you do not see clearly. And that is what I see a lot of people, especially in this year. Yes, a lot of people are not seeing clearly at all. And we all know this from all the breakdowns that so many people have had over a simple issue as a migrant crisis. If you are here illegally, then you have to suffer the consequences and pay the penalties, which is being sent home. Why do y'all think Colombia will not accept the planes to land in their country? They denied the landing. And you want to know what their excuse is? They say that the migrants that were flown over there, I believe it was like 80 on each plane, on each military plane, they say that until America starts flying them over first class, Yes, until, well, he didn't say first class. I'm just saying, he's saying that they should be flown commercially instead of on military airplanes because they are not criminals. I thought we were getting rid of the criminals first. I was told they caught hundreds of criminals so far, and they're sending them back home. Now, Colombia must think we're stupid. We know why you don't want them. Talking about put them on a commercial flight. Are you serious? You're ready to lose your livelihood over this? Colombia? You're willing to experience the tariffs and everything else that this country, that the president has said he will impose on you? Really? Instead of taking back whoever it is you sent to this country illegally and doing as you please with them, whether they are criminals and they should be locked up or whether they are citizens and they should be housed. Problem solved. So why is it so hard? It's because they don't want them. They don't want them back. You have to think about it. If you kick your girlfriend, your man out of the house, right? You kick them out of the house for some evil stuff they've done, right? You kick them out the house. You send them over to someone else's house. They start, living there, and that person doesn't even want them there. When that person grows the cojones to kick them out, guess where they're going to try to come back to? Back to your house. And guess what you're going to do? Lock those doors, deadbolt and all. Yes, you're going to lock your doors because you don't want them back. You kicked them out for a reason. So why would you accept them back? See, that's exactly what's happening right now. And Colombia is one of the first countries. Mexico tried it first, but they allowed the planes to land. Now Colombia. See, I already knew most of these countries would not want any of their citizens back. They would not want them back. See, matter of fact, we can even start calling them citizens of their countries, because that's what they are. They're citizens of their countries. Here, you're an illegal immigrant, but in your country, you're a citizen. So I already knew that most of these countries would not take their citizens back, whether they were criminals or not. They don't want them back. If they did, they would send flights for them. If they did, they would not be here in the first place. They would not have snuck through the border illegally so that they can chase and live the American dream. Until next time, it was nice talking to y'all.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.